When will marijuana be legalised? This is what South Africans want to know, as all eyes will be on the State of the Nation address tomorrow. This is one of the requests that recently made up the majority of recommendations to President Jacob Zuma on social networking sites following an invitation by the Presidency for the country to send suggestions for his 2015 address. Well, it was to decriminalise the use of marijuana. Now, it's also been a year since the late IFP MP Mario Oriani-Ambrosini tabled legislation to decriminalise the medical use of marijuana after he made an impassioned plea for the President to legalise the drug. Now, to give us the latest on the developments around the bill, we are joined from our parliamentary studios by the Inkatha Freedom Party's Member of Parliament and Treasury General, Mr. Narend Singh. Very good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Evan, and good morning to your viewers.
And then in studio, we are joined by the Operations Officer of the Below the Line lobby group, William Wallace. Good morning, William. Thanks for joining us once again.
Morning, gentlemen.
If I can start with you, Narend Singh, in Cape Town. It's been a year now. Tell us, where is the Ambrosini bill? We've heard lots of hearsay around this. Tell us, where are we and what route are we going to see this take now?
Thanks, Evan. We are at the process where we had to get another sponsor of the bill, and my party requested that I sponsor the bill. And the Portfolio Committee on Health requested a presentation on the bill, which was done to them on the 9th of September last year. What I was encouraged by is the fact that the Director General of Health and people from the Medical Research Council and everybody else involved in the health industry were there together with the Portfolio Committee to receive the presentation. There were a number of questions that were asked, questions of clarity. The process now lies with the Portfolio Committee on Health to take forward. And from reports that I received from the Programming Committee, they are scheduled to have public hearings, and then a motion of desirability would be conducted on the bill. However, the dates that were given to us by the Programming Committee don't seem to coincide with the dates that the Portfolio Committee on Health seem to be considering. So I think we'll have to wait until the Portfolio Committee on Health, in their program of events for this year, schedule public comments and invite people for comments in writing, oral submissions, invite the department which they want to do first, and then we look at a motion of desirability on the bill itself.
Narend, just quickly, the public have been very vocal on social media. The question is, when will marijuana be legalised, has been asked to the President on the hotline that was put forward. Do you think the President will touch on this in the State of the Nation address tomorrow?
Well, I think it's a health issue. As far as the IFP is concerned, I think the reason Dr. Ambrosini tabled this bill was for government to start introducing innovative methods and look into research about the use of cannabis and cannabis products to ease suffering of people. And we are very encouraged in the last year to note that many countries around the world, including of late in Virginia and the Virginia Assembly, where they passed legislation to allow the use of two derivatives of the marijuana plant for treating severe epilepsy. So certainly there are the advantages, and I would hope that the President touches on it, because 1 in 3 people around the world suffer from cancer, and one needs to find alternative ways of dealing with this scourge in our society, and of finding ways of ameliorating the pain that people have to go through when suffering from cancer.
William, if I can come to you here in Johannesburg, you've been very vocal as Below the Line on this. The last week's been very interesting because of the mere volume of support for the question to legalise marijuana has been the case on social media. How do you view this, and what would you like to see happen now?
I think it's a great representation that the people want to be heard on the subject. You know, we've knocked off a lot of human rights issues in the past, and they're taking care of a lot of business, but this is now the topic at hand that now needs to be done with. We know that historically Obama has had similar campaigns to Jay-Z, asking the public what he wants to be heard on, etc. So let's hope that Jay-Z doesn't just laugh it off. That's if the EFF don't prove to be an obstacle and just bomb the whole of SONA. But I think it really is an opportunity for Jay-Z to once again reflect that he is a man of the people. That has always been his strength politically. So let's hear what the president has to say. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth. Listen to the people. They have called for it. Let's not laugh at it.
Narend, if I can get a final remark from you, the IFP, you've been identified as driving this bill and the idea through Parliament. How do you see yourself picking up the baton in the weeks and months to come?
Well, let me say, Ben, I'm very encouraged by the kind of responses that we are getting as the IFP from people around the country, from non-governmental organizations who want to even, and I've got meetings with some of them this afternoon, who want to even hold memorial lectures in honor of late Dr. Ambrosini. They also want to facilitate the holding of colloquiums around the country as non-governmental organizations. So I think there's a lot of support for what was intended in the bill from Dr. Ambrosini, which is medical innovation. Certainly we are behind the rest of the world in this regard, and we really need to be right up there because millions of people are suffering, and we need to do something about it. It's similar to HIV and AIDS, it's similar to other diseases that afflict our people, and we need to be right up front with modern research and with modern methods in helping our people get over this scourge that affects our society.
I thank you very much for joining us. That is Narend Singh, who is the Treasurer General and MP Member of Parliament for the Inkatha Freedom Party. Of course, they've been very vocal around the bill with regards to legalising marijuana. But William, let's just wrap up proceedings then here in studio in Johannesburg. We at Newsroom, we started this debate forum around #Dagga debate about a year ago. Are you happy with what's been happening on the ground and how this process has now proceeded over the last 12 months?
Very happy, Eben. We've seen a phenomenal amount of input from the public. It's something that the public's really getting behind. It's always been a sort of laughing matter, laugh at the stoner, laugh at the cause. But I think people are starting to realize the cost of prohibition, the effects on society, what we take away from other resources to commit to arresting stoners. So definitely a lot of progress being made. Very happy with the progress, but also very happy that it's not just the IFP that are carrying this forward. A huge amount of public support is behind this, and that we continue to see, as with the Twitter campaign with Jay-Z.
Finally, what's the kind of work that you guys are now going to put into place post-SONA to escalate this debate then?
I think the medical innovation bill is very much an evolving progress, definitely a work in progress. We've seen a lot of input going into it, so we can expect a redraft pretty soon. But I really think something also worth focusing on is the constitutional court challenge of the Dagga couple. Literally, we've seen that take it to the highest court in the land to say this now needs to end, but also not just in a medical context, in a completely legalised recreational context.
William, thank you very much for joining us today. That's Operations Officer of Below the Line, William Wallace, joining us live in the studio. #Dagga debate. That's where you can watch it. That's where you can follow it on social lines. Let's see what happens. You never know. We might be surprised tomorrow night. Thanks for joining us, William. Now we're